to all the guys, gals, and non binary pals. It's North Country Nerd. We finally come to it. The last part of the Dragon Ball manga. To be clear, I do mean Dragon Ball. Obviously, there's Z afterwards, but for now, I'm going to be cutting it off here, talking about the manga. So this is the finale, the grand hurrah, and where it begins is the fight between Shen, who is Kami-sama, and Lesser Demon, which I apologize. I think I've messed up like every name in these videos so far. So the Lesser Demon, Piccolo. We know it's Piccolo, and he actually announces that himself. Um, they are having their fight, and we know that Piccolo has to win. So what ends up with Kami-sama is the Mafuba that their Kami-sama tries to use to seal Piccolo actually gets reversed, and the Kami-sama gets sealed in the bottle first. But he releases basically his spirit hold on the human, and the human ends up being fine. It's just that Kami got sealed in. And then Piccolo, doing demonic things, as he does at this point in the story, is he swallows the bottle. So in his final fight, he's going up against Goku, and this is the last fight of the whole thing. Of course it is. It's Goku as he's actually grown, has all these powers, been on a trip by himself, training under Kami. This is his final form for Dragon Ball. So he's close to being what he looks like in Z, from being what I remember, which is like the adult version. He also, because he's married to Chi Chi, he's doing all these things. It's like, all right, so this is where it all comes from. This is it. All everything is connecting now. But they get to do their fighting. They get to their fight, Goku and Piccolo, and he is they're doing, of course, the early exchange of blows, hitting each other. And then, of course, they gotta talk about the part where it's like, I guess I'm gonna have to use my full power. Not going full power straight out. So they just keep absolutely beating each other. Piccolo is the one that starts out using more of the laser, like the beam attacks, and as they just continue fighting, his identity actually gets revealed. We the readers, we know, or at least I as an adult reading it know. Who knows, maybe back in the 80s there were some very young Dragon Ball fans in Japan that didn't put it together, but I doubt it. So its identity gets revealed. So pretty much most of the fans run away from the match. So the only people watching the map are the commentator and the Kame crew. So they're fighting. Piccolo just keeps increasing the size of his attacks. So actually the whole area is just starting to get destroyed. But Goku is kind of doing the thing that Team 4-Star kind of made up rule for him. It's like, no, this is a match. We still have to follow the rules, even though the fate of the world is at stake. He won't leave the boundaries. He won't do all these things. He won't let anyone interfere. So he is doing that very Goku thing of, no, this is still a match, and I want to be the one to prove that I can do this. So that's going on, where it gets to a point. Goku does land some pretty heavy hits to Piccolo. So Piccolo does a move where he vastly increases his size. He powers up so that he can become a giant. and then Goku goads him into doing it a second time so that he can become even larger, and then Goku flies into his mouth using a Kamehameha, and he's able to retrieve the bottle that Kami-sama was trapped in, and they were able to free him. But then they still go on in the battle, thinking what will happen. Um, the fear is because again, it's Kami-sama and Piccolo are connected because they started as one being. So if one dies, the other dies. But someone finally has the thought, if we kill them, we can just use the Dragon Balls to bring back just Kami-sama. So Goku does start fighting a little harder. They are getting into this major mess. Piccolo finally uses a move that it destroys not just the arena or anything, but the entire island that they are on. But of course, because Goku is such a match freak, that in the desolation you can still kind of see the square of where the ring was, and he is not out of it because Goku is again a match freak and a one-on-one fighter. Um, freak like that, because everyone else they had to Tenshinhan had to actually blow a hole into the ground like to make a foxhole for everyone else to survive it. um, so of course this used up a bunch of Piccolo's energy, and so Goku has a better shot now of beating him up, and he gets some massive hits on him, and then wow, Piccolo is kind of lying in a crater because we have reached that stage now, like in DBZ, where if you hit someone hard enough, they'll land on the ground and make a crater. So nice to see that part. So he gets the announcer to start doing the 10 count, but then Piccolo shoots a beam right through Goku's chest. But Goku survives, and he continues to fight Piccolo until the final big move is Goku has a super Kamehameha after landing some physical blows, and then Piccolo um, is kind of beaten down, but lands out of the arena because Goku, and so Goku gets to, wow, almost like he is inches from death, be like, yeah, I won the Tenkaichi Budokai. um, but Piccolo is still alive because Kami-sama is still alive. And then, so they give Goku a sensu bean. Because Yajirobe has also just kind of been buried, so he survived the whole thing, and he had sensu beans. But that he is actually the one that figured out and called out Kami-sama, saying, if you died, the Dragon Balls wouldn't work anymore because you gave the Dragon Balls its power. So Shenlong, there would be no way to bring you back, and then the world would be godless. So he calls him out on that. But then Kami-sama offers Goku godhood, um, and Goku turns it down because he thinks it would be so boring to be a god and goddess with Chi Chi up there. He just figures like, I would be bored. I'd rather still just live down here and do my thing. So then it does kind of a wrap up routine, just like, well, like an anime would in a final episode, kind of a wrap up routine. There's actually a montage when uh, no, Muten Roshi, is stalking, and it's like uh, old panels throughout the manga talking about the storyline of Goku's early life. And then they kind of end it all with Muten Roshi saying like, of course, there's more to come. So the story is definitely going to continue, um, and that's where it kind of ends off. They leave Piccolo alive. Goku actually even gives him a sensu bean so he can be healed up, but they stop fighting for the moment. Uh, Starting again, one of those classic anime tropes of I beat my enemy who is a real threat, but I'm going to leave him alive and he's going to learn a lesson. And now he doesn't seem so bad. That type of classic thing. Like Mai in Yu-Gi-Oh. She kind of becomes attached to the team. Um, so that was Dragon Ball. I really enjoyed my read through. I hope that came across. I really enjoyed it. Um, with obviously, I could never take my mind out of the spot where it's like I know what happens in Dragon Ball Z because I watched it growing up. So I always had that in the back of my mind: is how is this tying in? How does this story point get us to that point? Um, how does this all matter? I did. I understand the kind of continuous cycle that the life of Goku goes through of finding the Dragon Balls, fighting in the Tenkaichi Budokai, finding the Dragon Balls, fighting in the Tenkaichi Budokai, starting that cycle, but then kind of knowing. I mean, it kind of continues from what I remember in Z, but it's more. I mean, there's a lot of death in Z, so the Dragon Balls are a necessity, like they are towards the end of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, the First Wish was just more of like a fun one. Again, I'm sure as Akira Toriyama had the ideas developing, the scale could become larger. And when he became more safe in the ideas, like, yes, this manga is going to continue from the publisher. Not that I think at this time Akira Toriyama needed to be too worried because I'm pretty sure he was a pretty popular author at this point. But hey, um, anyone anyone could can fall off. Any novelist can write a stinker. I mean, the Song of Ice and Fire series, like I'm just kind of done with it at this point. It's like, oh great, yeah, I read the books, I watched Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, man, it took too long. I'm kind of done with this. So that type of thing can happen. Again, as I said earlier in the videos, I have nothing to say on art. Not just because I'm not an artist myself. It's because it's so well established. This is his style, and this is what it looks like. And it mattered. It seemed to matter so much that the anime has the exact same style, exact same art. Um, so like I can't. I mean, what am I going to say that I think I have a different opinion from again a long-standing series, both in the manga and anime form? That would be the height of foolishness. So I won't be doing that. So thank you all if you did follow this along. As I really enjoyed doing this manga series. Hoping to get into much more anime in the future. Just um, as I'm going along, but I'm still might sprinkle in a lot of manga because I do enjoy uh, reading manga too. You just get that storyline so much faster, and it's closer to the source. You know, why drink from glass when the hose is right there? So thank you for coming along. If you have manga recommendations, anime recommendations, please share them. I'm I'm like into my spring series, but if you have anything from the spring season that you're thinking uh, you want to get in my opinion on, please share that in the comments. Share any manga that you think I'd enjoy, or that you want me to check out. I can't say I'll make a video on everything, but hey, I'm pretty open to checking some things out, as long as I can get access to it. So uh, please If you would, feel so compelled, do the YouTube things, liking, subscribing. I'll see you next time around. Later.